I'm back once again. Today I'm going to show you how to make fat bass lines. So first, here's the MIDI. Alright, so first we're going to do in wavetable, all in ABLETON stock standard, really easy. Just to a saw shape. You put the amp to 1 to 2 milliseconds. You put it all the way up, and you put the release down to about 4-3 milliseconds. Then afterwards in envelope 2, you're going to put this to just about like a millisecond attack, and then put the sustain all the way down to 0. And then the decay time should be around, I'd say like 300 milliseconds. Alright, so that sounds good so far. Set the oscillator 2 to a square wave, put that up 1 octave to 12 semitones, and then you want to change this here. Next what you do is you want to route the frequency to envelope 2, just made. Put some unison on, and you put classic. Put voices to 2, you put the amount to around 20. So you get that separation of stereo field. I like to separate the high bass from the low bass, because with the high bass we're getting a separated stereo field, and that causes phase issues with the bass below 120 hertz. So for the high bass, what I do is I'll do a high pass, and also I'll put soft sign saturation onto it. Then afterwards I'll have a sidechain routed to it, around -40 decibels. So I'll actually have that sidechain routed to not just the kick, but a separate sidechain. So I'll show you what it sounds like. Really short and click. That helps a lot with just having a really quick and tight high bass. So then afterwards in the effects, what I'll do is I'll put an EQ, and then I'll put an even harsher high pass onto it, widen it even more. I don't like to put too much onto it when I'm widening it, just because the unison already adds a lot to it. Just a little bit of glue compression sometimes, just in case we get a little bit of clipping. I usually just engage the stock clip. This is what the sub bass sounds like. Okay, so with the sub bass, all that it is just 2 oscillators, both on sine waves, and then both have a low pass filter around 300 hertz, and then the amp is set to 1 millisecond decay so it doesn't click. And then with the effects, EQ 8, and so I'll completely low pass. It's sort of the same principle. Saturate it with a soft sine, so that way you get those harmonic frequencies that sound better to the listener's ear. And afterwards I'll put duck plug in. This is kind of how it works. All together, this is what it sounds like. So last thing that I want to mention before I end off, what you want to do is just root, including the high bass, so high bass, sub bass, and kick together. Group them, high pass shelf, just around the 20 hertz range. Also, what I'll do is I'll add a drum bus onto it. I'll put this around 50%, just to make sure that there are no phase issues with the bass, even with the kick itself. I'll put a bass mono. And so with all the elements, I'll show you here's what it sounds like.